We got the one. We got the two. We've got the all right. We'll come back to that, but I thought it was funny, man. I'll have to show you that one. It's the Lo-Fi Donald Trump channel over on Rumble. And we'll have to adjust Daniel's camera. But first, we got to welcome back to the Truther Cast, home of the Truther Cast. We are here to take your truth order. If you're seeing us over here on TikTok, and it's janky. I don't know. I just threw it up for, like some, markety, get you tagged over there. You got to head on over to the Rumble. That's where it's at. But if you're here on Rumble for the first time, welcome to the Truther Cast. Thanks for tuning in. And, if you're not familiar, we are attempting to not just be two more dudes on the internet complaining. We've got a shtick around here, folks, and the shtick's definitely not being prepared. So, let us know if the microphone is all good, if you can hear us okay in the video, yada, yada. But what our shtick is around here is building a better news feed, folks. And that's what we're going to try and help you do a little bit. If you don't want to, keep tuning into the show. We're going to run down the things I've posted throughout the week in our locals community. And, that we'll show you how to get over there too. But what we like doing is highlighting these people that we find all of this information from, so you can follow them too and build yourself a better news feed. Or, if you got a pretty good news feed, that got you here, you can help others out, man. You can pull up the truthercast.com, go over to the resources tab, go down to the recommended list, and it's nice and easy just to hit the links and open up the pages and whatnot. But you got to help others build a better news feed, folks, because we're tired. We're tired, Dan. We're tired of the mainstream media just lying to us and lying to us again. What are they going to lie about for this Alligator Alcatraz? What you think? How they going to lie about it, bro? Your mic ain't working? Oh, it should be working. All right. Hang tight. Hang tight. We're going to fix Dan here. Well, it wasn't supposed to be working, so I didn't believe that it was an issue yet. It wasn't even on that scene yet. There was a different scene where none of our mics are on there. It's plugged in, right? It's beeping. Okay, so you're this one. Why it change every effing week?
Oh, there it is.
Okay, he's back. So how do you think they're gonna lie about the Alligator Alcatraz?
Everything. Just everything.
It's ridiculous. There's like too many scary things out there to be putting criminals. They're like, oh boy.
I'm not even familiar with the topic.
You haven't seen Alligator Alcatraz? Oh, bro, just wait. We're gonna get to that one, folks. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be
I haven't seen it, but I can already tell you they're gonna be lying about everything.
Oh, they're gonna figure out some way to lie about it, bro, and scare everybody and something. But
Orange Man bad.
So long story short. Do you remember when there was jokes about just putting, alligators all in the moat in front of the border?
Yeah.
And it was because Donald Trump, like back in the 80s, was floating around the idea of maybe we just put the alligators, in there, so that everybody was making memes about it, right? So we just did it for real in Florida.
Heck yeah.
But
I mean,
a prison, not a border.
There's too many unemployed gators down there. You got to put them to use. So this is great.
We're go over that one, folks.
Not only is everybody getting jobs, unemployment rate is low. Even the gators' unemployment rate is low. He is doing the impossible, folks. He's employing gators.
That's awesome.
What up? We got a couple TikTok randos flying in. I don't think I know none of these people. What up, TikTok joints?
If you're on the YouTube, what up, YouTube peeps?
But y'all should be hanging out on Rumble with us. What up, Epstol? Hopefully you're still hanging out. We got Epstol in the live chat over here on Rumble today. That'll probably be the only one that we engage with. All the other live chats must just go to the Rumble chat, man. Only so much brain power. But
trying to keep you around, so, whatever's right? But, hey, dude, you gotta keep the lights on somehow, right? So, hey, if you got $1 and you got a computer, and you want a like-minded tech guy to help you out, today's show is sponsored by, guess what? The same company as always. My company, I'm Scott, your new tech guy. My company is Revival Tech. So in the link description down below on the Rumble or the YouTube, you can go to signup.toleratetech.com. It'll tell you all the details there and whatnot. But essentially, I'll help protect your computer, make it not stuck, and run nice and fast, and answer all your tech questions and shit like that. If maybe not for you, maybe like a parent or grandparent that needs help with their computer or some shit. But pretty much anybody with a computer probably needs this, to help out and stuff. So that is one way to help keep the lights on around here that costs you money. But our Dan friend over here loves telling you the free way to help the show out.
Share the show, host. Just share it. 3 clicks, maybe, max. Click, click, clack. Boom, it's shared. You didn't spend any money. You used your thumb, which you already use excessively on whatever electronic device you're using. We like to steal that one from the Andy Frisella. Don't be a hoe. Share the show. Sharing is caring, folks. So even if you're a leftoid that's in here watching, you gotta do your part, which is sharing, because we know that's what you rant and rave about. So if you don't, you're just being a hypocrite, which, it wouldn't be that different from your normal behavior. But,
Which, reminder, we are open to friendly trolls, not like an asshole troll that's wasting our time. But if you have different ideas and opinions and you would like to bring us what the new liberal hive mind download for the week was, we are open to you hanging around here and, pointing out your little factoids of the week you thought were like a big stick, and then we'll explain to you how it was a complete lie, probably. But if you're like-minded on our side, drop down in the live chat below what you thought was interesting last week, and maybe some of your thoughts on it or whatnot. But we can get into it, man. We got too much else for opener.
Get into the meat and potatoes.
The potatoes and the meat.
Yes. I like the meat before the potatoes, but potatoes can be done in so many different ways.
Dan screwed up, said meat potatoes, now he's stuck on wait. Those are good.
Now I'm thinking food. We're gonna go down a whole side tangent.
No, not a Dan tangent. But I came across this one today and I thought it was funny.
So I'm pretty sure most everybody's pretty familiar now with like lo-fi channels, right? You know, lo-fi, you put it on to like, you know, do work, maybe like, you know, school work or something, right? So I'm flicking through Rumble looking for something to watch, and I see like this Trump caricature that says lo-fi MAGA video relax, and I click on it, and it's lo-fi music, right? It's just chill lo-fi. And then I go, wait a second, is that like a bunch of Trump accomplishments just scrolling on the right? Oh my God, who made this? This is genius. I'm an idiot. I need to make a lo-fi channel. I could probably be bringing in like 5K to start. And then, you know, some of these like headless channels make like 10, 20K a month for like wacko, right? Yeah.
All they're doing is using AI.
Right. Now I was like, bro, this is genius. And then if you look down here on the left and look at what channel this is on Rumble, my head about exploded. It's the official White House Rumble channel.
I guess they props to if somebody scooped and made their channel the White House before the White House.
It's the official White House channel, Don.
Sure looks official.
What they did is somebody got smart and scooped a like millennial kid, and he was like, all right, look, Don, this is a culture thing. We're just going to make a 24/7 lo-fi channel.
Oh, you mean how Trump won the presidency and why Kamala lost? So they're just still going off of it instead of going back to old-fashioned fear-mongering and bullcrap?
Right.
Yeah, the culture is we on all the different social media bits and everybody's talking, so the bullshit gets around, and we know if you steer in a narrative or not. Oh, I guess I got to say that with a little bit of grain of salt, because then there's the whole other side that is completely convinced about all this other bullcrap when they could just peek on the other side of the fence to see the plethora of fact-negating info to all their narratives. But they choose to be, well, you know, I mean, maybe they don't choose. Maybe they don't realize that they're actually hypnotized by MK Ultra and the blue screen, just
you know, like heavy metals and the micro
program them to Republicans are evil. They're the communists. Yeah. They're the Nazis. When they are the Nazis themselves. It's so frustrating. Just like when are they going to figure it out? Like, hopefully before it's too late.
Well, it's probably after they watch the Truther Cast. That's when most people figure stuff out.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, so that's why it's important to click that share button and get it out there so people can have some... the other... Okay, we haven't said this one in a while. Awareness brings realization.
I'm telling you, folks, that's why we got to keep sharing shit out, bro. We got a couple on the show this week that I was like, OMG, we got to share this out, make sure people knows about it and whatnot. But I don't know if there's like a TikTok live chat. It's pretty like lame. They ain't got a chat on this bullshit, so people can't tell me if like what they think or some shit. It's just like somebody joined. Like, cool, man. How do I talk to these people?
Man,
what's the point of live if I can't talk to the people, man? What up, Sergio? Sergio's hanging around for some reason. What's up, Sergio? If y'all on TikTok and you want a little bit better show, I'll switch up things and show you the shit we're talking about. Head on over to Rumble. You can just type in rumble.mastash.com. I think it's in my profile thing here on the TikTok or some shit. But anyway, let's switch on over here to the locals community, folks. If you're not familiar, you can click on locals.mastash.com in the description box down below. And this is a little bit more, you know, of a non-big tech censored, you know, kind of like more private social media kind of thing. It's our little community. I'll just be posting shit throughout the week. If you would like to comment or post in here in the locals Mastash community, you can sign up for the Primo Squad. Save yourself some money. We're all about saving money. It's free. You can make a locals account. You know, if you got a Rumble account already, you just log in with your Rumble account. But, you know, we got this locals community here, and if you want to sign up, save yourself some money, and the promo code right now is Better News Feed. So use Better News Feed, and then you can, you know, comment on things, post your own things throughout the week here in the locals community. And we can all, you know, help each other find news stories throughout the week, and let other people know. First thing that happened the day after last episode is Daddy Trump finally dropped the F-bomb on TV.
Oh,
man.
dude, that was great. That was great. And so, like, I don't know how more authentic you can get and know somebody ain't, behind the teleprompter saying exactly what somebody else wants them to say. No, he's just saying it how he feels. Ain't holding nothing back. That was great. That's about as American as it gets.
Well, he's always holding stuff back, man, because people, I guess, say he swears like a regular person, where he's dropping F-bombs regularly.
Yeah.
But this one, I think it was a tactical F-bomb, because this was right after the Iran thing, and then we got it in the morning. It was like, oh, somebody shot a missile, and then like they had to defuse the missile, so it didn't blow anything up. But this poor guy, bro, I said like, damn, bro, homie's tired and sick of all the BS, bro. So if you, I don't know how you would have missed this one, because this was like damn everywhere, bro, from last week. So this one's a little bit like old news, right? Usually I start from last, the like day after last episode and catch us up to current, unless there's some like good stories we need to jump to or some shit.
Yeah, I do. They violated it, but Israel violated it too.
Are you questioning if Israel is committed?
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I've never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. When I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning, because the one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Yeah, bro, he's tired, bro. That homie is not sleeping, waits on his... Weight of the world's on his shoulders.
He's just tired of their bullshit, because they've been doing that for God knows how long.
Well, the Democrats been turning the dials up on the F-bombs to sound cool, like the young audience, everyone's saying.
You mean?
But they're more casual. They're like dropping F-bombs in situations just to seem cool, like a regular person or something.
I mean, Jasmine Crockett be trying to probably use it in her slang.
Yeah, she's been dropping most of that. Yes. But so that happened, and then our really good friends of the show, the Remix Bros.
Oh, I'm good, dude. I was gonna say, I'm glad you got it on.
So they did make one.
Oh yeah, the remixes have been great. I've seen a couple. They're good.
But I feel like they shot it out quick. They didn't think this one super well. The other ones were very comedic.
They were trying to be the first.
I think so.
You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. You understand that? They don't know what...
It's mostly just that repeat.
Yeah, I seen a couple of them. They were all good. Definitely entertaining.
Next up we have...
I think that might, I think he can claim trophy for first F-bomb dropped by a president, maybe? I don't know. Maybe JFK, I can see. Definitely not Obama.
I feel like first straight to the television, bro.
Right.
Like it was straight to TV press.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if I want to think that's cool. Because if it was a Democratic president, I would have been like, oh, bro, come on, man. But maybe after this and stuff, maybe not. Like trying to steal man the argument.
Right. I mean,
you just have a big military
watching with their young kids, go straight to TV, blah, blah, blah. But, man, everybody likes him because he's real. And this is just as real as it gets.
Well, I would like to think that
you just say it, that he is the man of the people, because that is what we're all that are at least actually informed and taking a both-sided look at things. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're saying, each side has their saying of what they're doing, but at the end of the day, what the fuck are y'all doing? You just sending rockets over here, sending rockets over there, yelling and crying, oh, they did this and they did that, so you retaliate back and forth, do basically the same thing you were crying they were doing. So at the end of the day, what the fuck you doing? other than just sending rockets back and forth willy nilly. Go. Oh man, did you see the clip of the new guy that the communist that's running for mayor of New York?
Yeah, Zoran.
Yeah, did you see the one guy that was like trying to confront him? This dude had a Palestinian flag on his back, and he did as all the left sides do. They come in just, I'm the loudest, so my point's gonna get across because I'm yelling it at you. And he was just yelling about how, what was he saying? The politicians were saying they're gonna do this and that. He was obviously he was a Palestinian supporter. He's like, my family is back in Palestine right now. And, they're having to endure through these attacks. Attacks are coming every day. But so y'all say free Palestine, but then you say Israel has a right to exist. So don't be hypocritical. You can't say that. Blah, 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 blah. Wait a second. I thought you guys were the party of democracy.
Right. How
can you say that free Palestine, but Israel doesn't have a right to exist? That's a contradictory statement. They're so brainwashed, they don't even understand the words that are coming out of their own
mouths. How it doesn't even make sense. Because you can't be claiming for Palestine to be free and then Israel to not exist. Okay, sure. Yeah, like they're doing. If you're saying Israel's just been taking all the cheap shots at Palestine per se, so they shouldn't have the right to exist. Okay, well, how about the terrorist attack from Palestinian side into Israel? All right, now basing off your regards towards Israel with that view on things, Palestine shouldn't have the right to exist then.
Right.
If you're going off that basis,
I don't like playing the right to exist game, bro. Like, that's
exactly
silly,
right. Y'all are about democracy, so y'all need to be diplomatic about it and get them to do a ceasefire. Wait a second. A ceasefire is what? Peace. Who was advocating for peace for both countries? Oh, that man you hate so much, the orange man. And you think he's so bad. But he was the only one advocating for peace, which is the diplomatic solution, because if y'all are about equality for everybody, that means that they're so brainwashed. It's outrageous.
I know, but then they say that we're brainwashed, so then it's like a tit for tat back and forth thingy, so blah, blah, blah. But from our purview, it seems like they do not understand the reality.
Well, of course they say that we're brainwashed because they literally don't understand what comes out of their own mouth. So they just reiterate whatever they're basically told to say.
And the television says that we're the crazies.
Which is aggravating.
We're the crazies when you have that guy that shot 4 people in a night that were like politicians. 2 of them died, and then worked for Tim Walz. His wife worked for Tim Walz, and then none of the television really covers it at all.
Yeah.
And then he writes a letter that says that Tim Walz literally told him to go and take out Amy Klobuchar. Yep. And then like none of that is on the television at all. Like this literal politician woman Democrat goes across the aisle, they call it, and votes with the Republicans to get rid of Medicare or medical aid for criminal aliens. And then she's shot in the middle of the night, and we haven't heard a peep from it in a week, bro. Yep. If that was a literal Trump-supporting MAGA person that went and murdered a Democrat in the middle of the night and shot 3 other people, murdering 2 out of the 4 people, it would not be the end of it. It would be Trump's a horrible person. All the MAGA people are horrible. Blah 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 blah.
They just they literally can only see it from their own side. There's no way to unbias them. It seems like if anybody can figure out the cheat code on how to unhypnotize them from the absolute bias that
it's
they
awareness,
have.
Dog. I have a lot of people that were even
because we have been showing them. We see it on social media all the time. They get shown that awareness, and all they do is basically put they're like, oh shit, emergency blinders.
Right.
Like, you're trying to tell me evil stuff of the truth. Emergency blinders, then they rage quit. So they just then continue to be the hypnotized social warrior that they've been programmed to do in another term down the road later on and ignore the facts that they have been told.
So the real tricky thing too is I've even had close people to me my entire life that are like, oh, I'll listen to your crazy tinfoil conspiracy theories, but I don't really believe a lot of them and I won't engage with you much. It took COVID for them to go, wait a second. Everything you've been saying.
And the crazy part is
kind of like seeming true now.
That got a lot of them, but there's still a bunch that still have it.
Yeah, it's a constant struggle, dog.
Like what?
That's why we do the show every Monday here, dog. You gotta chip away.
You know what it is, though, man. The thing that would keep the Israel and Palestine thing to where they wouldn't have to be all like free Palestine. Israel doesn't deserve to exist. Okay, how about if Israel minded its own business? They put up some walls, they minded their business. So you couldn't even see Palestine. Mind your freaking business. Oh, and then Palestine builds some barriers and minds their business. But oh wait, you think Israel doesn't exist? Palestine has to be in everybody else's business, which is a general reflection on how those people think, because it's shown those people don't know how to mind their own business. I mean, like, you want to know what's going on, but they're still you got to be aware, but they're still minding your own business. You know how a fact of how they don't know how to mind their own business? Because they say it needs to be basically law for your kids to be part of their business and them to try to teach them that they need to, cut off their dicks and do that the boys are girls and the girls are actually boys and this and that. They're all up in their business. They don't know how to mind their own business, because that is what that would be. Mind your business. Let the kids be kids. But you can't. You have to be in their business or the other family's business, which reflects right into their political policies.
Well, tricky, man, because we need to be into people's business when it's not going well or something. Like,
so that's why we should be said you need to be aware of what's happening, but there's a time to mind your business.
Like, we need to be into New York City's business right now, because that's absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, dude, it's honestly so sad to see these people are like literally like it's like they won the lotto or they got exactly what their biggest Christmas wish when he won the primary or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. But when that live viewing, when they said he won and all those people were just almost crying for joy. Right. Like, oh man, I would like a replay. Let's get all those people that were there. Hey, cell phone guy that does all the cell phone data, find out all the people that were there and we're going to track them. So hopefully it doesn't, but say their guy gets all this communism going in New York, and then once they're starving and they're broke and they're kicked to the curb or thrown in cages,
government-owned grocery stores will fix everything, Dan.
Yeah. So
we've never tried this before.
Yeah, since they think communism 20.0 is going to work this time, let's now get them all in a room again and see what their reaction looks like. That'd be fantastic to see how much joy is really on their faces. It's so sad. So do you remember somebody literally crying for joy, like they don't even realize that in the future what they're advocating for so hard is for them to
but this ain't new, bro. This is why we have the meme. This is why we have the meme of when Trump got elected and like blah 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 blah. So like
it's just this is all news, man. It's so crazy to think about. Like,
nah, it ain't. It ain't.
Oh, well,
do you remember the last time we had government grocery stores?
And to try to put yourself in such an uninformed person's shoes.
It's very difficult for me to do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so very crazy to think. Like, but it ain't weird. I can't imagine, like, crying for joy, hoping that my future was going to be screwed.
Well, it's easy, dude. I explain it like this. Can you imagine growing up in a tribe and never seeing a cell phone? And then you see a cell phone. You go, no, there's no way that's real.
Yeah. Again, it's just, informed versus uninformed.
I know, right, dog? I will only be able to empathize because I cannot sympathize. But reminder, the last time we had government grocery stores, Soviet Union, I believe,
And the best
which
thing,
is not really that
the
long
best
ago.
thing is they're trying to spin it that it's not government-owned grocery store.
He literally said it.
They're going to
Like
work,
he literally said it. They're
no,
not.
He has an interview, which I
Right.
believe is CNN. The woman specifically
She
brings
tried to
up
start
because they
spinning it.
know what we're trying to say. She
Of
goes, "So are you trying to do like the Soviets did with the grocery stores?" Brings up this
Gotcha.
specific
Yes.
point, and so
Trying to help correct.
so he does the Pritzker thing,
Yeah.
and he twists the words, says a couple like technical words, doesn't actually address that point,
Totally.
but makes it sound good. Like, no, we're going to be working with different owners and companies, doing with certain policies, and we're going to make sure that the prices are actually affordable for the people.
So it's like not going to be exactly like the Soviet grocery plan. What we're going to do is we're going to do a plan that's not the Soviet grocery plan.
Because we're not Soviet.
But yeah, we're not Soviets. It'd be like a different plan, but like, essentially the same plan.
We're going to do the same plan, but we're not Soviets, so it's not the same plan. You get it?
Let's see if I can sell you that bullshit. Like, how about this one, man? This was a big bill of bullshit sold to us, man. So, my snarky post words thought to get you started on this one was simply, it's almost like Obama is a Muslim or Muslim, if you will.
So possible new news to those watching.
So GPS data.
We've known this for a while.
The GPS data tracking information that Dan was just asking about, it may not have been the idea that you were thinking, but we do have one right now fresh, okay? So we got Mr. Tony Segura here who loves purchasing the cell phone GPS tracking data. And, okay, sweet. Echo. Wait, better or like no echo? Are we like actually still echoing? Okay, let us know, Epstall. Is it echo better or echo gone? Please and thank you. So the GPS here puts Zohran Mamdani at Barack Hussein Obama's, I don't get the second, is that his like second name? War room twice in 6 weeks. Also present were leaders from the Muslim Brotherhood and what certainly appears to be two Iranian MOIS operatives, very likely IRGC Unit 840. That's some shit that I'm not familiar with. So, like, I don't know if there's some, like, military bro in the chat to fill us in. But essentially, what this means is this Zohran guy, who is this literally self-proclaimed socialist Democrat socialist, whatever he calls it, right? And this dude was GPS cell phone tracked, allegedly, visiting Barack Obama, and then a whole bunch of other Muslim Brotherhood peoples were also meeting him all up there. So both are physically linked to Majid Dastjani Farahani, having met Farahani in Venezuela in June 2024. With the timing, they very likely were discussing the assassination plot of President Trump. Very interesting. And then that's another one that a lot of people, forgot about. So, I don't know if I can totally endorse like a vendetta kind of thing. It's like, hey, sometimes that can go off the rails.
Ever since he took out their boy, they've had that plan.
Well, not only took out their boy, right, but then they clapped back allegedly, and they were the ones that planned that assassination, bro. That almost took him out and clipped his ear.
He went out like a dog.
Yeah, right. So he took out one of the main leaders, right, in Iran of the Taliban or the ISIS, the Soleimani, right?
Yeah.
And then they came at him allegedly planning multiple assassination attempts, one of them clipping his ear. And then now he was like, I'm going to bomb uranium. Your uranium's gone. Come at me. So pretty interesting, though. So we got this Zohran guy who's teamed up with, Barack Obama, which, hey, he's a Democrat, so it makes sense. But it's very interesting that some of these Muslim leader people are kind of showing up here. Maybe not leaders, but military, or I don't know what kind of organization the MOIS and the IRGC is, but seems like they may be, connected to the attempted assassination of the United States president.
They're a lame moist because they're missing the T.
I know, right? And then it also is very interesting to see a actual past president, current Democratic figure, is meeting with people who may have put the hit out on the current president. So one may say there could be collusion involved here.
Ah, I wonder, man, hot word collusion. It's got to be the Russians. It's always Russian collusion. Oh, how about terrorist collusion?
Seems like Democratic collusion to me, bro. Obama's war room is located in Belmont Road, Washington, D.C., and is just short 4-minute stroll from the Islamic Center of Washington, D.C. So do you believe it's just a coincidence, folks? Very interesting. He's also the first and only past president to not move out of D.C. after being a president.
Oh, it's almost like he's still trying to control things.
It's almost like he was taking control of the whole government during Sleepy Biden's term. A lot of people tell me they think that it was actually Barack Obama running things.
You know, everybody thought I was going to move out of here, but actually, I control Washington, D.C. through this joystick. I call Big Mike.
You always got to make sure to do the...
Yeah, right, yeah.
Say 2 words. Then I think about the next 2 words that I'm going to say. But I'm not really thinking. I'm just making it look like I'm one of you regular people. And I talk real slow so you understand things I'm saying.
He got speech lessons from somebody, obviously. I mean, he is a pretty good speaker. We know.
Oh, dude, he was groomed from the beginning.
Like in speech, you're not supposed to put in a bunch of ums and this and that, which Kamala did all the time. One thing I noticed, like, like,
well, his isn't quite the right? So maybe that's why it worked.
That's what I'm saying. He got everybody's got like everybody wants to say the Generally, you come up with a different noise or word to replace the because the is like the worst of it. So that's his It's just that's his I'm pausing and gathering my thoughts for the next words.
Why do you
little bit.
Words, bro? You only say like 2-3 words each time, dog. I don't get it.
Because when I'm speaking up here, it's actually very influential to the world sometimes.
Don't know why?
I want to make sure I don't say anything I wouldn't mean to say otherwise.
They keep trying to get me to drink the water.
And I already am hydrated, and so I don't need to drink the water, even though it would give a good...
Okay, now you're doing autistic Obama. Like, wait, that's not how he would do it.
Yep. I'm morphing with the Obama.
Now that we have got SCOTUS that ruled the Fed judges can't keep trying to block everything that the democratically elected president of the United States is trying to do,
This was one of the first big wins for Amy Coney Barrett.
This might be the end of birthright citizenship.
Oh, wait. Oh, different one we're talking about.
It's the same thing. Somehow they go together. So instead of him going to court, this is one of those, like, you got to know how to play the game. Instead of him going to court and saying, hey, I'm trying to remove these criminal aliens and I also want to get rid of birthright citizenship, right? They went to, oh, hey, you're not allowed to just stop the United States president as a federal judge.
Yeah.
And so the Supreme Court ruled on that, but then because of that, now allows him to do more things that he wants to do. So this would then maybe allow him to continue and then remove the birthright citizenship. Because I believe it's the 14th Amendment, and it was right after, we ended slavery.
Yeah,
and so
the 14th Amendment was for...
One would say...
used to be slaves, make sure they got citizenship.
It was for the children of slaves as well.
Yeah, prior slaves and
the freed slaves.
Yeah, the next generations from the
Right,
slaves.
right. And so then now it's turned into a loophole that I'd say, is definitely getting overused or used maliciously, right?
Oh yeah.
Because the one that everybody throws out, right, is okay, so somebody from the Communist Party of China, they're literally communists, right? They want to have a kid, but they're gonna make a sleeper kid that can one day come over here and take over America. So they fly over here, have a child, it gets United States citizenship, they stay here for 6 months on a visa that they got legally. Then they go back home, raise the kid until it's, 19, bring it back over here, and it gets college on grants because it's a United States citizen. Bring it back home. It learns all the communism and loves China from growing up there. And then it could be a president of the United States.
Why
Because it's a
would
legal
they
citizen.
love the communism from being there? Oh, because the only people that could actually afford to do what you're talking about is the oligarchs.
Like it would be like they're on the inside of the Chinese government if they were trying to conduct some kind of a plot.
Oh, all the super rich that the left side says doesn't need to exist. Yeah, did you also hear that from
Well, that's communism,
Zorhan or whatever his name is?
That he wants to tax white people.
No, that he said billionaires shouldn't exist.
Right. And he wants to tax white people.
Man, dude, New York's gonna be such a scum, dude.
They're already trying to leave, bro.
Like
more people were like,
after they went after Trump, after he did no illegal business with the banks, businesses went, yeah, we're getting out of New York. And now this is any that were left. This is just going to be basically the end kicker to the bucket.
Yep. And then this was just a primary. It's not even like he's mayor.
The bucket got like tipped around before. Now they just kicked it all the way down the stairs.
Might be smashed.
Well, I mean, he's still got to get in. I'm sure there's companies and they're like, well, he's not in yet, so we're gonna hold strong because I like Manhattan. It's pretty cool. I can get the best glizzy at the corner and get the best slices of pizza right down the street. I love Manhattan. If he gets in, then they're gonna be like, yeah, you gotta pay way more money now, and your business basically won't be able to operate here. So give us your money now. And then he must not be that smart because they just go, oh, yeah, no, headquarters changed. And we're actually not operating out of this state anymore. We actually had massive losses this year. So there was no profits for you to take anything from. Bye-bye. We moved states.
Right.
They just played. I guarantee those businesses, those corporations, are a lot smarter in the books than Mr. Kami here, because that's how they got rich, because they know the rules. He is trying to get rich by taking advantage of people, which is what communists have always done. They have always gotten rich off the backs of the worker bees.
I'm just gonna take your shit, and then which is essentially an elite rich guy thing anyway. So like, it's also ridiculously ignorant, right? I'm gonna do the same thing that I'm bitching about. Sounds like a Democrat, if you ask me.
Hypocritical to the most.
Yep. Oh gosh, this one's kind of painful, folks, but we can make fun of it. Okay, it's painful, dog.
Burn my ears just listening to the words that comes out of his mouth.
Oh, just wait till you see.
Did you see who he's teaming up with?
Yeah. It's wild to see lefties parrot things we've been saying in all of the alt news community for a long time, but with a hollow core of continued ignorance. Like you've already been griping about this episode. It's like they're mixing their knowledge from following, or in Lemon's case, being the mainstream media with a genuine idea of journalism. They like dig for the facts, get the word out, wake the people up. They're saying all these catchphrases, but the like actual core point of their topic is 100% mainstream propaganda directive. So, like Dan was saying, what this is here, folks, it's painful, but this is what they got right now. This is why I'm positive when a lot of people are like, oh man, we're so screwed. What are we going to do? I'm like, dude, don't worry, bro. We got Zoran.
The culture's been winning because like
we got AOC, we got Don Lemon, and we got Harry Sisson over here, bro. I don't think they're going to succeed, man. I think this is going to be the COVID for everybody. what am I doing listening to these idiots?
Like, wait, he's literally spewing nonsense from his mouth and saying it's all facts, yet I hear everywhere else that it's actually just a bunch of heaving bullcrap.
Okay, here, I got it loaded up finally. This is painful.
I'm Don Lemon here with the breaking news on Iran. Let's go to our reporter, Harry. Harry, what do you have for us?
Right now, we just learned that preliminary intelligence assessments provided to European governments indicate that Iran's enriched uranium stockpile remains largely intact. Following Donald Trump's strikes on its main nuclear sites, the people said the intelligence suggested that Iran's stockpile of 480 kilograms of uranium enriched close to weapons-grade levels was not concentrated in Fort Dow.
Yeah,
Fort Dow?
Fort Dow.
Yeah, one of its two main enrichment sites at the time of last weekend's attacks.
And because of reports like that, the administration wants to stop sharing information with the Congress because they want to keep it secret because it doesn't seem to be panning out.
Because they got embarrassed.
Yikes, man. Are you surprised that the administration may be misleading the American
Surprised
people?
that Trump is lying?
Yeah.
No.
Can't
say that I am.
That's it for the breaking news. More to come as we get more developments.
Bro, this poor dude is trying to imitate me and on CNN.
Dude, they're have you know the one thing they always say because they think they're like
You're on TikTok, go to the Rumble.
the people that are already programmed, that must be their like words that it's like turn the antenna on, bing 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 bing.
Yeah, bro.
Where's the programming? Please
Bro.
program me now. Is when they say breaking news. They're like ding 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 ding. Just fill me up with whatever garbage you tell me right now. I'll totally believe it.
So they're like, oh yeah, man, you know, like, oh, this is why Trump wants us to like be quiet. Nah, dude. So now time has passed. And that report that was trying to claim that Iran's uranium was not all blown up, right?
The low confidence report or intelligence or
let me
whatever it
finish.
was.
It was from a leaked report of the military where they've now have found the guy and he's going to be reprimanded and or fired, let go. So it was a leak. It wasn't even an unsure thing. What it was the early report that was leaked was like, we haven't even gathered the evidence yet, so we're unsure of like actually what has happened. So it was like a, official where you're very detailed, like, artistically, right? So we're not quite confident yet, but we haven't even gone there and even looked at it. Well, no
Right.
shit, Sherlock.
Right,
Of course
we
you're
have
not sure.
satellite images, but we haven't put boots on the ground to actually physically see and touch the
Right.
evidence yet.
So then, of course, Trump's biased, but I believe this is the truth. I don't know. So he comes out then finally and is like, yeah, the report was leaked out early. They were unsure, but we have now finished the report and it was decimated. It was all gone. The report's final. It was completely gone.
I mean, if there is anything down there, they better have a whole lot of silica over there because did you see videos of the bomb site?
Yeah, they're like
You
3
couldn't
holes in the
even-
ground. Like, that's about it. Like,
Well, other main thing of what you knew was a hole, but what was on top? You couldn't go down it unless you had scuba gear. 'Cause it was full of water.
really on the mountain?
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
That's interesting.
They couldn't even go down it. So I don't know about you, but anything they had electrical down there is probably not working anymore.
If it was
'Cause
powered,
I
yeah.
doubt it was IP68 rated.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's no reason you do that on to like break that.
There's
These
have
guys,
you
bro,
seen-
they were ridiculous. They
there
cracked
was
me the
talks
F up.
about that
Yeah.
there was like a lot of movement at the site before like it happened, so they were moving all the uranium out of there, blah 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 blah. Okay, you know what, Trump? How about you really clear the table? Let's just drop about 12 more of those suckers in various regions all over Iraq or Iran. Sorry,
little willy-nilly.
Definitely not Iraq.
It's a little willy-nilly, but
So, well, hey, they are questionable about it, so let's just absolutely decimate everything, and then there won't be any argumentative points on, they couldn't have got it over there because it's intact. No, the whole land, it's all untacked.
sounds a little bit military-industrial complex. I don't know if I can jump on board yet, but I do see where you're going. I hear ya. Let's make it a sure thing. I feel ya.
I mean, they can't be satisfied any other way So we just it's their call. They're calling us to do it. We're not even, us as Republicans, we're not even making the call.
Sounds like a cop out.
They're putting us in the position, so it's really not our problem. It's their problem.
Speaking of being put in a position, Joe Biden put us in the position, folks, to create what is now being dubbed Alligator Alcatraz, my friend.
Yes.
And are you ready for the tour? Are you ready for the quick tour here?
I tell you what, Joe Biden couldn't employ alligators.
So Joe Biden willy-nilly letting, on official books, 10 million, but upwards to 20, 30 million. Some people tell me even more. 20, 30 million criminal aliens, right? So what are we going to do when we need to detain these people? Are we going to build a fresh new jail? That's expensive and takes a long time. Some smart son of a bitch, I don't know if this was Ron DeSantis himself, but some smart son of a bitch was like, dude, over in the Everglades, there's a lot of crazy animals, right? There's alligators and pythons.
It's
and
Florida, right?
Florida Everglades, bro.
So I bet they have a Florida man think tank.
Oh.
And so government hit them up, was like, hey guys, we know you're a think tank with some pretty crazy ideas, so we got a question for you. If you were to detain a bunch of illegals, how would you do it for the cheap and effectively? Dog, we got all these excess alligators.
It's going to be
on the highway. They're in all these places they don't need to be. Let's wrangle them up.
I don't know if
they put them to work.
Dude, okay, so allegedly this is the picture of this place, Alligator Alcatraz. But it looks a little bit like AI. Yeah, that's not real. So I think somebody AI this bullshit, right?
I don't know. It definitely could be.
Nah, because I don't think they built it like this or some shit. But anyway, here's the official tour. It's not very scenic, but this was a quick explainer of what's going on here, okay, from the man himself, Mr. Ron DeSantis.
I think we need
if you're on TikTok,
tigers,
head over to the Rumble for an actual real show. TikTok sucks and doesn't let you feed it into the computer. So head on over to Rumble, rumble.massdash.com. Links in the bio thing.
Stuff that goes into intake and processing of illegals, you're seeing this put up. This is all 24 hours. 24 hours from now, you're going to see even more. And by Tuesday, this will be able to have intake of illegals.
And you've thought of everything. Okay, so there are 4 gigantic tents. Let's come on over here, Governor. And people are thinking, okay, you're in the middle of the Everglades. It's hot. That would explain why you've got this bank of air conditioners here.
Yeah, so I mean, this is going to be, illegals will come in, they'll be processed, there'll be places for them to be housed, you'll have an ability for food, you'll have an ability for them to consult legal rights if they have that, because there is a process that's involved with this. So this is really everything. This is going to be a self-contained little area. And then, of course, you also have stuff for the staff that work here. So we've got laundry facilities, we've got showers, we've got, obviously, there you see the shower and bath facilities.
Yeah, right there.
Yep.
Where do you go to get a bunch of bathrooms like that?
Well, so this is being done by the Division of Emergency Management. So when we have a hurricane, we would actually have people stage here for hurricane response normally, anyways, but we have it. When we have all the linemen come in to do the power, we have to set up little areas for them. And so you have all this type of stuff. So this is not our first rodeo. The detainee illegal alien mission's a little bit different, and the deportations, but logistics, we know how to do that.
Right, and for people thinking, okay, they're going to put the migrants on this hot asphalt, it looks like you're building a subfloor, and in fact, some guys put...
For the liberals that are going to try and talk shit about your plan here.
Down the plywood.
Yeah,
First off, okay, you just put it up, so maybe the asphalt's still up. But how is the asphalt going to be hot in the shade?
I mean, you're in the Everglades, man.
Because the heat soak, I mean, maybe a little bit warm. At first, I was going to say, they're like, all these AC units. So I would say, screw that. Save the money. We don't need AC. They're just illegals at this point.
Keep a humane environment. Otherwise,
there's citizens down there processing them too. So okay, they can get the AC.
This will be. I mean, there's not going to be anything that they're hurting for anything. There'll be AC. There'll be things that everybody needs. There's medical here. So it's being done right. It's being done by the book.
Well, you know, when you think of the imagery of Alcatraz, Alcatraz is surrounded by a bay. Here in the Everglades, we're surrounded by, you're actually surrounded by gators and pythons.
So this is as secure as it gets. I mean, if a criminal alien were to escape from here somehow, and I don't think they will, you've got nowhere to go. I mean, what are you going to do? Trudge through the swamp and dodge alligators on the way back to 50, 60 miles just to get to civilization? Not.
I mean, like, you know, if you really want to do something, but like 50, 60 miles, good God.
Hey, if you
How long was it to
avoid death in all that time, and you
all right.
you deserve
like,
to be
go
let in,
home,
all right.
Or like, can we hire you for the Marines?
You could maybe stay.
I got a job for you, bro.
Yeah. You're a tough son of a gun.
Okay,
we probably got a spot for you.
You earned the application for the job.
Yeah. Only requirement, you got to say you love America.
What was the distance of Alcatraz from like the central prison to the like coast, you know? And like some dudes did that, but I think they ended up catching all of them, but they did escape.
Right, yeah, there were some Alcatraz escapees that ended up swimming
but
that
then aren't there
distance.
like sharks in the waters there and everything too? So it was like iffy.
Sharks don't always get just a random person swimming in the water.
Sure, but if you're like flailing around,
you're lucky and there ain't a shark just anywhere around.
Yeah, bro, I don't think you're going to be lucky in 50, 60 miles over here on Gator Island, dog. Friggin' like,
I mean,
you gonna make it that long?
They're talking about the pythons and stuff, man. Like, if you understand pythons, first off,
yeah,
it's
the gator that's going to attack you.
Yeah, the pythons are nonchalant. They have one meal. They're good for like possibly some weeks, if not months.
Glades, bro, they could be some hungry pythons.
I mean, they could, but I don't think so because there's plenty of other wildlife hopping around. I mean, them gators are always hungry, though.
Right. But there's plenty other like dangerous predators in the Everglades.
I mean, there's plenty.
What about the hippos?
No, there's. Now but I'm sure there is definitely not any hippos in the Everglades. Google it. I'm pretty sure that's an Africa only thing, man. There ain't no hippos in the Everglades. But there probably is also tens of other types of poisonous snakes that are around everywhere. There's water moccasins, cottonmouths, probably poisonous spiders everywhere.
Out there.
Oh, so not only that is it secure, it also takes this deportation mission out of the hair of our local and state law enforcement. This has no impact on Florida residents because some of that stuff can have an impact on them if it's in more populated areas. And so logistically, this really answers the call. All you need is a little bus to move them, about 2,000 feet that way, then get on a plane and they're gone.
Well, listen, the DHS must love this because...
Heck yeah, we all love this, brother.
And they're gone.
All right, let's do it right here. What does Grok say about the dangerous animals? Okay. American alligator, American crocodile. Damn, we got crocs up in there too, dog.
Oh yeah, I mean they're on the edge of saltwater because alligators freshwater, crocs are saltwater.
I'm stupid. I always forget a moccasin's a snake. Duh.
Yeah, cottonmouth,
diamondback rattlesnake,
yep.
Burmese python.
Brown.
That's not poisonous though, right? That just like
no, yeah, they just are a constrictor.
Ooh, the brown recluses are down there. That's not good.
I mean, they're bad. They're not the worst though.
Mosquitoes? These were under deadly?
Well, I mean, hey.
Okay, well, not deadly in themselves, but they carry deadly disease.
Yeah.
Like West Nile.
The malaria.
Nah, bro.
That's why
I thought Bill Gates got rid of mosquitoes and the malaria.
Yeah.
I hear ivermectin cured malaria.
Oh, man.
Coral snake. I remember that one being a dangerous one.
Yeah, that's the one in the water.
Bro, they got panthers?
Yeah. The Florida Panthers. It's a team. That's because they got panthers down. Yeah, dude.
I thought they were just like panthers are dope.
No, they got cougars out in the Rocky Mountains. They got panthers down in Florida.
I thought it was just panthers are dope and oranges would be pretty lame. Little Florida oranges.
Different part of Florida.
Okay. Black widow spiders. Those are crazy. All right,
those are worse than the recluse.
So 50, 60 miles of all that crazy bullshit is going to probably keep people, staying stuck right there in the prison.
Since we're talking about spiders, they have found a new, most venomous, most deadly spider in the world, and they have called it It's in Australia, of course. You know,
Doing good, Don. How you
why
be doing?
wouldn't it be anywhere else? It is called the Big Boy.
It's where at?
I think it's New Wales.
It's new poisonous deadly spider, you're saying? What up, TikTok people? If the show sucks on TikTok, it's because it's live on Rumble. So head on over to rumble.mastash.com or click my link in the bio thing.
So the past deadliest spider was a funnel web spider.
Right.
And basically
spider.
they found a bigger funnel web spider and they named it, maybe it's Newcastle. I think it might be Newcastle, Australia, where
That
it's
sounds
located.
familiar, bro. I mean,
I'm pretty sure I've told you about this one before because
Right.
I found out.
Isn't Australia where like all the effed up spiders are anyway?
Yeah, basically. That's what I'm saying.
Goliath?
No surprise.
Goliath bird eater?
That's not poisonous,
What the
but
F
it's
is
absolutely.
that?
It is a tarantula that is this big around in diameter, and it can jump several feet.
It eats birds?
Yes.
God dang, bro.
Yes.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
Huntsmans get pretty big.
Yes,
Are
they
they
do.
poisonous? I don't know if a huntsman's poisonous. Brazilian salmon pink bird eater. Bro, why is there so many bird eaters and spiders, bro?
Because
That's
there's a
no
lot
good.
of birds down there.
Damn,
the
that's-
birds work
that's
for the
no-
bourgeoisie,
I mean-
and the spider's like, nah,
F it. Hercules baboon spider?
dude.
It's crossed between a Hercules, a baboon, and a spider? God dang. Get the double wide.
What kind of fornicating's been happening in Australia, man, to make that thing? Yeah.
Yeah, like, I bet you Bill Gates been around there
No,
doing genetic
I
modifications.
think Fauci been down there.
Oh, they've been doing gain of
Screw-
spider research again,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
God dang.
Gain of function spider research.
Dude, I hope to
Oh.
God it looks like this. That's like,
Man, dude, that new orb or funnel web spider,
funnel web
it
spider
has
thing.
fangs that can pierce through
something armor.
like boot leather.
Ooh, that's no good. They're
It's
adapting.
a spider, and them little fangs are so strong they'll pierce right through your boot leather.
That's
And then guess what?
actually my rapper name, Little Fang.
You're dead. You're dead within 45 minutes
45.
of the
That's
bite.
worse than most spiders or snakes, right?
Yeah. Well,
Like only the highest
no,
snakes are
there,
like 15,
there
30.
might be one. He's a little. I'm pretty sure it's the boom slang. It's a little green guy
Yeah.
with a little like tiny little V head.
Wait, spider
And
or
they're-
snake?
Snake.
Yeah. No.
And-
Like cobras and shit are like, you got like 15, 20 minutes, bro. I think like King Cobra.
I don't know if it's that short.
I'm pretty sure, bro. It
Oh,
took
man.
out this one guy, me and the girl.
Come
was
on to the
watching.
Truth of Chat and learn about venomous snakes.
Yeah,
and
sorry about the
spiders.
side quest, everybody.
You're seeing our autisms come out right now.
From King Cobra. Oh, the trolley did show up. I don't know why the live chat doesn't scroll down. If you're on TikTok, hit the Rumble if you don't like the show here on TikTok.
Scroll down a
Mr.
little bit.
Niltamir. Timeline. Yeah, 15, 30 minutes, fam. Yeah, King Cobra's like Jack. Oh, okay.
Symptoms
Severe.
start.
Death 3-6 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's like the worst. I'm pretty sure. It's King Cobra.
Look, ask Rock, what's the most venomous snake? I'm pretty sure it is a boom slang.
Inland taipan? What the hell is it, bro? I ain't heard a lot of this bullshit tonight, bro.
Yeah, we learning tonight.
What in the hell is an inland taipan?
Come to get your awareness of
guess what? Australian
propaganda
outback.
and venomous animals.
Oh, wait. Trolley's here. So what's the download from last week, Trolley? What's the thing you're all supposed to be squawking about? What up, Niltamir? Niltamir showed up. Talking about the mass arrests. Which mass arrests are you talking about, Niltamir? Because we are going to go over the DOJ busting a whole bunch of people. It was the largest criminal medical fraud ever taken down. Over 300 people arrested committing fraud. It's very not good, folks. It's good that we caught them, but it wasn't good that they
I think that
were
record's
stealing
gonna
your
get
money.
broken with
Trump's new lawsuit. Have you heard about that new lawsuit where he's basically going to take all of them, Schumer, Clinton, everybody involved, and get them in a RICO case?
I do not believe that. That's what they've been saying for many years. So until we get some more something on that, I don't believe it.
Patel was talking about it.
I hope to God, my Lord Almighty.
Apparently, he has. If I remember correctly, he's already filed the lawsuit. And he said this is the strongest lawsuit that he has, and it's got a really good chance of winning.
That is so hard to believe.
He was on the Charlie Kirk podcast talking about it.
Cool. I didn't know that he started Turning Points. I thought it was somebody else. So I don't know which place this person leans. Okay. But we've got another journalist going down here for child harm videos. And I don't know what you guys think, but this person won a 2017 Pulitzer for the coverage of the Roy Moore allegations. But most of these journalists are a little bit left-leaning nowadays, because if you're right-leaning, you probably got fired. And you probably go do like an independent journalism thing, a citizen journalism thing. So, you know, who knows where they are on the political scale. But Miss Judge Janine, it's just a temporary role. She's not even like the official, you know, like head lawyer here. She apparently has gotten this case moving forward to catch this dude, man. But they took down another horrible person that is into child harm stuff. So, amen. Like, everybody's getting arrested under Daddy Trump, bro. I love it. Like, sign me up.
Definitely need to be locked up.
Okay, now here's one of my favorites of the week as well. I don't know if we need to watch this whole thing, but folks, it's definitely worth a good watch. I don't know if you like the Benny Johnson. It's going to be nice and easy. If you're not familiar with Benny Johnson, good friend of the show, Benny Johnson, you should definitely go and follow Mr. Benny Johnson on YouTube. He's got an X too, man, but if you're into X and shit. But this week's Benny Johnson highlight is a whole nice, really well put together documentary on the real place that AOC comes from. And spoiler alert, folks, she was born in the Bronx, but quickly was relocated to a really nice town called Yorktown, where she actually grew up most of her life. I think she was like 3 years old, maybe 5 years old when they moved out of the Bronx.
Yeah, I could say I'm from Chicago because I was born in the burbs of Chicago, but no, I don't claim that.
But are you very Chicagoan, you know? So she was brought up here in Yorktown.
I don't know, man. Turn me the wrong way and try me. Yeah.
And goes to high school and everything in Yorktown, right?
That's why I'm just angry all the time. From Chicago.
But she's always claiming, oh, I'm just a girl from the Bronx. Oh, well, yeah, I'm with you guys. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's always trying to play the, like, you know, hey, I'm from the Bronx, vote for me, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
So, this is pretty interesting.
Hard. Come on, you guys relate to me.
Right. So, you know, she's always going around, what do they call it, man? The
sympathizing?
No. With the new one where they're changing their accent for each group or whatever. Like,
what was?
Haven't burned it into my noodle yet, but
whatever
they
Kamala
talk different.
Doing her whole running for president,
where they like talk different in different areas. They're squawking about. But here we'll skip through and watch a couple things from this video, but definitely go give him the views, guys, because this one's pretty entertaining in my humble opinion.
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Bronx. This is where AOC says she's from. And this is where AOC is actually from. Welcome to Yorktown, the business hamlet of Yorktown Heights. There's mansions everywhere. It's beautiful, it's green, it's pristine, it's clean. And they even have a Christopher Columbus Society. I thought AOC got all those statues ripped down. Some structural racism right here in AOC's hometown. Today we're going to investigate the biggest lie in all of politics, the fraud of AOC. Let's go.
This is the Bronx. The Bronx is a gritty, working-class, hardscrabble, historic borough of New York City. AOC is a communist who represents the Bronx in Congress. She's not just a rising star in the Democrat Party, she is the Democrat Party. Clearly preparing for a 2028 run, AOC is breaking fundraising records and filling stadiums to hype her Bronx girl persona.
I'm a girl from the Bronx.
AOC won her seat in Congress in 2018 by attacking her establishment Democrat opponent as not being sufficiently from the Bronx.
That a Democrat who takes corporate money, doesn't live here, doesn't send his kids to our schools, doesn't drink our water, cannot possibly represent us.
AOC reflexively repeats that she's from the Bronx and a Bronx girl.
I speak like a girl from the block.
And again.
I grew up first generation in the Bronx.
And again.
She speaks like a girl from the block.
Did the Crockett thing. Oh wait, let my real side come out on you.
That wasn't even good.
Yeah, no, she barely did it.
Girls from the Bronx are welcome everywhere.
So often that it's almost a pathology. In fact, AOC just pulled the Bronx girl card again this week, responding to President Trump, saying she would eat a Queens boy like Donald Trump for breakfast.
I don't think he knows how to deal with a girl from the Bronx.
Something's very wrong here. What functional adult repeats where they're from this often? Someone who's lying. And here,
bruh, you do not say that often unless you're really trying to push that like as your character.
Only from one place. It's a Jersey thing.
Right.
I'm from Jersey, don't you know it's a thing?
That's only because of that stupid show?
South Park.
That was just making fun of the OG show that was all popular? What was it?
Oh, Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Here's the dirty little secret. AOC is not actually from the Bronx. Since AOC was an infant, her family has lived in a beautiful little hamlet called Yorktown Heights. This little town is the opposite.
Okay, it was since infant, not like 5 years old.
Of AOC's gritty, downtrodden, working-class persona. It's clean and beautiful and safe. The neighborhood that AOC grew up in is well off, leafy and manicured. AOC went to elementary, middle, and high school here. She graduated from Yorktown High, where she went by the name Sandy Cortez.
Wait. What? So this politician lady even changed her name? Like, I want to know, is it changed officially or is she just going by, right? Because I always thought it was dirty when all these people changed their name, right? What did Barry Obama change his name for? It was Barry Santoro. It was Barry Santoro, and he changed his name to Barack Hussein Obama.
I mean, why not? You can obviously go from being Indian to being black.
Well, is it like that's my slave name? Oh, that's the government name. I'm changing my name. You know, like what is her like, you know, reasoning here, bro? Like,
Man,
Sandy doesn't sound cool. I'm gonna be Alexandria.
Hey, if I ever run for office, I'm Big Daddy D.
I mean, that ain't changing your name, right? It's just like the you know, it's your new like nickname, middle name thing. You know, like
a whole new
like Danny Big D Woolery.
No,
you know,
it's a whole
like,
new persona. Big Daddy.
And then
D
she graduated
for office.
Boston University with an economics degree. Since AOC is about to run,
you know, I'm from the Ridge.
So he goes through this town here and just shows how nice the town is. It's very safe and quiet and very non-Bronxian. It's very not from the streets, you know? So like her entire persona, like Miss Crockett, who also went to private school, was very well spoken, and now she's doing some weird ghetto acting thing to try and, you know, get sympathy from the streets or something, right?
How much you want to bet the school she went to used to, like, when they're trying to get people, you know, they kind of like show off past alumni, like, look, we graduated her, she came through here, now she's in politics. She started doing the ghetto thing, and they're like, yeah, cross her off the list. We're not telling people that she came through here.
Yeah, cancel her on the invite to do a speech for the you know, graduation.
Yeah.
So during their you know, documentary of you know, filming the documentary thing here in this town, they apparently spoke to several people who you know, absolutely remember and know AOC because, you know, she's not that old, so this wasn't that far long ago that she was in high school, right? And they all remembered her and stuff, but we did get one MAGA hat wearing bro that wasn't a ninny, and he decided to be on video and tell his little story thing.
A man honked his horn and jumped out of his car wearing a MAGA hat. And guess what? He's a subscriber and he knows AOC. It's beautiful here.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful here. And AOC obviously was a resident and went to the high school that I went to as well. So
For a long time. She was here for for close to 20 years.
Yes, absolutely. Everyone knows that in this town.
People around here like Trump?
Absolutely, they do. A lot of people are quiet about it because they're afraid to lose friends. But I'm not afraid to lose friends for what's right. Absolutely.
Amen, What's your message to President Trump?
Oh, we love you. Just keep going. Finish the job. Go for the Federal Reserve, baby. Come on.
Maybe you can explain. This seems we've been here for 2 hours. We've been walking around. It's beautiful. It's patriotic. There's like American flags on every street. How could you become such a dirty communist growing up here?
If it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, maybe it's a duck.
How's it possible?
I don't know. I don't think it is. I think it's fake. I think the mainstream media paints a different story than what if you interview anyone who's on the street here, I don't think those values are present at all.
Yeah. There's not a lot of communists here.
No, absolutely not. It's fake.
Yeah.
Fake news. He's been saying it since 17, man. That's it.
Identity politics is the foundation of left-wing coded ideology. Demanding that the world accept your identity is paramount. So why is AOC ashamed of her identity, of where she came from?
And we asked, what does it mean to be two working class women showing up to the Met?
She never talks about Yorktown Heights, and I can't...
Because she's
Frick up.
not a working
class. Oh, about as working class as her ass, dude. Absolute garbage.
Oh, it's definitely less than that, right? I'm sure, like,
yeah, not the best one.
I probably got more work than she ever has in her whole life. God dang. So this is a really good breakdown, folks, of, again, you do not hate these horrible politicians trying to ruin our life enough. They are all lying to us like ridiculously.
And some more.
Some of them ridiculous.
And to fill you in on a backstory, that dress she was wearing that said tax the rich, at that time, she had a little campaign going about tax the rich. So she had a website where she was selling apparel with the whole tax the rich on it. Guess what? It only costed about $60, $70 for one of those T-shirts.
Yeah, they were like 50, 60 or
yeah,
something.
tax the rich. So what she was doing, they're always hypocritical.
Also,
she upcharged the shit out of it. She's a rich person selling stuff for rich prices, then takes all them profits when it's supposed to be going somewhere else and pocketed it.
And also, I do believe there was some debacle about her receiving this dress and the ticket for that Met Gala as like she was a politician and wasn't supposed to accept them as gifts or something like that.
Yeah.
Blah, blah,
We're
blah.
working
Inside baseball.
working class. When she probably didn't even have that. She had the idea, hey, one of the people on my team make that website and outrageously charge the people for
Could
it.
have been an intern that just was like, yeah, dog, we're going to jack $60 on this. I'm
working
trying to make money.
class. She didn't work shit except for her lips. Probably in two different places for that one to get it done. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. I would love to see Trolley's videos, man. I would love to see Trolley put out some videos. That would be wildly entertaining. I want to see him get the audio right. Go watch the Benny Johnson, folks. The Benny Johnson's good documentary exposing the lying AOC. I'm gonna call her SOC now, man. She's Sandy Ocasio-Cortez to me.
Yeah, Sandy.
What up, Sandy?
Just like there's a whole bunch of sand and trolleys right now.
There's a whole bunch of sand in his vajayjay?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's he saying?
Yeah,
what's he Sandy about this
He's
week?
always calling me out because I can't say what I type in the show because it wouldn't be relevant at the current moment with what we're talking about. So that's why I type it out for you, bud. So
Yeah, because Dan knows how to keep a show going,
I
bruh.
can multitask. I engage with you over there while I keep the show going.
We don't see him on your account because you don't got no account, bro. You're just some like ghost. Nobody knows who you are.
Yeah. All right. We've been sidetracked from the show enough to address your crying matter.
If you're new over here on TikTok or YouTube, we've got a trolley that joins us every week in the Rumble. It's fun, and sometimes he's helpful and useful, and he brings us what the like liberal hive mind download was for the week, so then we can debunk it live on the show. It's very good entertainment. But but then other times he just kind of like sits there and rants and raves and bitches about stuff.
We just treat him like one of the bros. We talk shit back and forth because that's what you do with your bros. Unfortunately, generally, it's, you know, it just shit talking. And
who's arguing about taxing the rich?
And when the bros are shit talking, it's because everybody actually knows what's going on, and you know, you just talking shit to talk shit. But this here is basically hoping eventually realization will hit those couple brain cells, and then he'll be like, you know what, I'm actually just gonna talk shit with you about the real ideas instead of making it making it look or actually being brainwashed to the other side.
I've actually converted several people off of mainstream media into alt news, but they weren't as angry at the world as Trolley. They were definitely more open and being like, I'm starting to feel like I'm being lied to and this mainstream shit is like just not true. I don't get it. Then I explained to them that, you know, Donald Trump's not the horrible bad guy the TV puts it up to be. And I explain a lot of these wins that he's had. And then the person has like a little head explosion. And then like, you know, I start, you know, grab their phone and follow Benny Johnson and like a bunch of other people. Let me help you out. Build a better news feed. That's what it's all about, folks. Build a better news feed. You follow the folks that you see around here. Go and find them wherever. Build a better news feed. So it's pretty crazy, right? That the day Kamala lost that election, all of a sudden the Biden admin moves $100 billion in this department that I forget the name of it. The department that they moved this $100 billion out of, right? It took 15 years for them to move $80 billion previously. Like, think about that.
That seems like a whole lot of movement happening.
Like 80 billion over 15 years, and then all of a sudden, in just blink of an eye,
it sounds like they're panicking. Almost like when that one division that was getting investigated by DOJ deleted all them emails.
I believe this is
all the data, not emails, just specifically.
Because this is from DOJ, so I believe this is like USAID kind of connected, right? Because this is like where they found like they were hiding money and shit. But so we got this from at Amuse on X. If you're not familiar, he's a good one to go follow on X. A Muse, the letter A and then Muse, M-U-S-E. But anyway, he notes that DOJ just says, this is an absolute travesty. The second Kamala Harris lost the election. Biden unleashed a fire hose of corruption, funneling $1.3 billion daily. Daily? Oh, $1.3 billion daily. Good God, that's retarded. Nearly $100 billion total to Democrat-aligned NGOs and companies before Trump's inauguration. Compared to that, the measly $40 billion the same loan office dispersed over 5 years, a mere $8 million a day. This isn't just mismanagement, folks. It's like, you know, this is like clear, dedicated malice, right? This is like we are attempting to hide money or cause some kind of a difficult problem by moving a bunch of money. But then what's sick about this, dog, is this is our money. Yeah. Like this is our money that they're fooling around with and trying to hide and bury or something, right? Like, so I believe if
you ask them, it's not our money, it's their money.
I know. If I am correct, linking this back to the USAID findings, right? What it was is they were moving our tax money out of the government into these NGOs or non-governmental organizations, if you're not familiar. And then those NGOs were blowing the money on things that the government wouldn't be allowed to do. So they're funneling our tax money, which this is upwards to $100 billion, you know, like $1.3 billion a day, funneling our money just into the ether, going into somebody else's effing pocket, or maybe making it somewhere and helping progress things that we didn't have our representatives vote on or do or something like that, right? So this is absolutely bonkers. But now we know about it, dude. So I think that is pretty awesome because right now, under the Trump admin, I don't know about you, but we are seeing a pretty good amount of like accountability. Like we are starting to see some arrests.
Yeah, not as much as people would like, but guess what? They don't understand if they had that workload, how much they would have been able to get done.
Well, it takes a little time to something, get in there, you know, put your feet in the sand, and then get your case built together.
Might be going through the system legally. Yeah. Oh, what they say he's not doing. But
Thought he was
if
gonna
he
be
went against that, and he was the dictator he was.
He's going to be a dictator.
Just everybody would have been in jail or murked off already.
Yeah, I thought it was all straight to jail.
They would have been at Alligator Alcatraz.
So same theme here, right? To prove this, I am seeing accountability. If you're not seeing this, folks, you got to build a better news feed, man. At Mastache on the X. Follow me there. Or just keep coming back to where you're watching the show. But you should wind up on Rumble because I switch it all up and you get to see what the hell we're talking about. So the wins just keep rolling in. The Trump DOJ announces the largest national healthcare fraud bust ever. Absolutely bonkers, bro. So I think this is our good friends, Mr. Kash Patel and Dan Bonajingo, pulling this here. So massive operation led to criminal charges against 324 defendants. 324 people, dog, got taken down. 96 doctors, nurse practitioners, pharmacists, other licensed medical professionals. And guess what they got taken down for, homie? That shit that if you watch that stupid Purdue documentary that was on Netflix, it was like a dramatized documentary of them, flipping out Vicodins or whatever and shit like that.
Yeah.
And the whole time, I like couldn't even like the show because I was just like, this is a documentary. This makes me upset that this was a real thing. Like, it's hard for me to just let go and watch the movie. And so guess what? These people are being taken down for making false claims and just ruining the entire medical system and people's lives. So this is like absolutely incredible.
Abusing their powers.
100%, right, dog? So this is the defendants are accused of participating in various healthcare fraud schemes involving more than $14.6 billion in intended losses. That's a giant effing number. I know Biden just moved $100 billion of our money, but $14.6 billion in the medical industry is still a big number.
How much you want to bet when Trump was freezing certain healthcare stuff with DOJ?
Right.
Well, he necessarily wasn't, but Elon, they were working together. They both were talking with each other. They knew what was going on, what they were doing.
Yeah.
More than likely, they were working with the feds to do that, to get these people squirming, and this was part of the operation. All y'all are like, you can't freeze it, this, now. You're taking healthcare away from people.
100%.
It was part of an investigation, and now we have actually gotten to the bottom of it.
Yep, 100%, bro. They said
of one of the piles of crap.
Right.
There's many more piles of crap to go through.
They said these criminals didn't just steal someone else's money, bro. They stole from us.
Yep,
it was our tax money again. Like I don't know how that works. Like in this situation, but this guy's claiming this is like 100% affecting us. This law enforcement action involves a seizure of cash as well as luxury vehicle properties, and we are returning real money to American taxpayers. So they're even reappropriating the monies back to like us? That sounds like a great idea to me. God dang. So another Trump win. You tired of winning yet, Dan? I don't know. I said you might get tired of winning, but we're just going to keep winning, folks. I don't think we're going to stop winning.
I'm almost tired of it, but I'm not. Going to keep going.
Can't handle the winning.
I can't help it. I'm just a winner.
I'm just used to winning, folks. You're not used to this yet, but I am.
A winner, and to you, Trolley, I am a douche. Not what you call your mom when she tells you, no, you can't have that Happy Meal.
Trolley actually has no idea what winning is because he's never won, nor anyone around him has ever won. So winning is a whole foreign concept that nobody understands.
I don't know. I think he's got to win. He's got one. He has won most
top troll.
Yes.
Amen.
There
brother.
you go.
Good job.
Woo! Everybody give it up for the Trolley being top troll.
Top troll, Trolley. I dig it. Touche.
We'll give you
credit where credit's
we'll give you
due.
some recognition. Obviously, that's what you're looking for,
Thanks, Epstel, for
so
stopping in. You have a good night if that's a see you later message. Otherwise, thanks for hanging out still. Yeah, we love the Trolley. He's a human being and stuff. I was gonna say nice person, but he's never been nice to me. He used to be nice to me. We used to hang out, blow a tree, like no big deal, right? And then all of a sudden now he's vicious for some reason. Nobody knows who's shitting his cereal.
Well, he got a little bit of the virus.
Yeah. They got that hive mind virus, bro. That liberal hive mind virus.
That woke mind virus. And a little bit of syndrome of the TDS variation.
I believe he do got TDS, dog. Somebody needs to check his...
He might have
data.
taken a couple black pills.
Ah, right, bro.
Yeah.
So this is like the last one I got for you. It was a slow news week, you know, unless we were just going to keep like Trump D sucking over here because it was just win after win after win, bro, like all week.
Yeah.
But the last one I got for us, folks, is we're going to take a little sidestep. If you will, take a sidestep with me here.
Slide to the left.
Off
Slide to the right.
the political or
Crisscross.
pop culture pathway. And we're going to switch over here to climate change.
Oh, where's Greta?
Now,
Where's
climate
Greta
change-
when you need her? How dare you?
Now, climate change is real. Okay. We beat global cooling. We beat global warming. And now they call it climate change because you can't deny climate change. Climate change. Yes, we know that.
It's definitely not new news to Midwesterners.
And why
The climate changes 4 times a year.
at minimum. And why that change is being different now is because of the poles flipping, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have always wondered, how would you visually represent and show me what this looks like when you change the poles? If you're not super nerdy, you might not get a kick out of this, but it's not long. It's not long. But allegedly, the last time our poles flipped here was 41,000 years ago. So this person has made an alleged, vidya showing us what it looks like here of when things flip, okay?
I knew it would look something like this. I had a
Well,
feeling.
we know what magnetism looks like, so this part is a duh. But the process part is what's interesting, right?
The toroidal field.
Yes. This is what makes the donut around the Earth that protects it. Now, the problem is, folks, that the poles are flipping and the magnet and the magnetosphere system is weakening or becoming very thin. You can see it start becoming erratic here. We're coming up to 41,000 years. We are counting down from 42. That's completely broken right now, bro. So in 1,000 years,
The Earth's marbles were everywhere.
bruh, this is super interesting to me. In 1,000 years, that's when it started going kooky. And then how long does it take for it to straighten out? Okay, it's starting to look toroidal again. Toroidal like donut with the hole cut out, that's toroid. Okay, now it was about half a thousand or 1,000 years, bro, for it to straighten out. So where are we right now in this process?
Mm-hmm.
It could take 500 years for it to get straightened out.
Yeah. 5 whole generations.
Bro,
Oh,
that's
at
5
least.
humans.
That's
Humans.
That's some long living humans, but yeah.
It's like max human or something, right? Yeah. So what? 7 humans? Take 7 humans for this shit to go from oh no, the poles are starting to flip and shit's weird to, okay, the poles have finished flipping and now we're back to normal. And then it didn't depict it in this video, but I also do believe that when these poles shift, it's estimated that the equator is going to move. So then Antarctica will be on the equator line.
How did they figure that's what was happening that
That's
long
why
ago?
I say alleged estimation of what happened or something. Something. Some nerd figured out the numbers, put it into a machine, and the machine depicts the numbers, and then we have this imagery. That's usually how this stuff works, But I don't know, man. I'm a nerd, bro. So watching the magnetosphere thingy change for a pole flip is very interesting to me. But my takeaway is it only takes 100 or 200 years for it to go from good to wacko. And then it took 500 to 1,000 years for it to all straighten out and be like a normal magnetosphere, it looks like. And then that's just from stupid little animation. Who knows if it's 2,000 years to be normal or whatever. But
yeah.
I thought that was interesting. If you're into that stuff, folks, and you're on X, you should 100% follow the @SunWeatherman. This dude's pretty banger. What is it? Independent citizen journalism for climate change stuff. He posts all about solar flare weather anomalies and da. Is good good channel so far, in my opinion. You know, maybe check it out if you like that shit. But that's all I got, man. Anybody else in the chat got something we missed that was interesting or perhaps important that you think we need to bring more awareness to? Drop it in the old chat. Trolley didn't really have none for me.
Yeah,
that's right, Wilkinsane, biggest fan.
Yeah, sure is. What was it that Neil Tamir was talking? Did we end up covering that? He said something about the DOJ.
He said the mass arrests, I recall. Were you saying something else, Mr. Neil Tamir? The mass arrests, like all the little ones, or like all the big but little ones like I was going through, or like something different? What's the TikTok got? Just popped in. What's the talk? So the talk right here, if you're on the TikTok still, you didn't bounce, is Monday night Truther Cast show. We go over, like all the alt news bullshit, lamestream, mainstream media don't talk about or they lie about. And the full show's on Rumble. Thought I'd just go live on TikTok here to maybe find some new friends and see if anybody's interested in shooting the shit on Monday nights on the live chat here about what's going on last week in kind of like the alt news space, pop culture, war, politics, yada yada. But welcome. Thanks for stopping in, Mr. Dakota. Mr. Don's still hanging out. Don's been hanging out for a while, man. First live on TikTok, and Don's our #1 fan on the TikTok, bro. So thanks for hanging out, Don.
Yeah.
Show's much better on Rumble, y'all. Until I can get a stream key from TikTok, I don't know how to do that. I looked it up. They were like, you got to talk to somebody, and I don't really plan shit ahead very good, so I do everything run gun. So just thought I'd go live on TikTok here.
Some side news.
What's
it's
up?
official. They can't deny it. DJT is our president. You know why?
It's not.
Because Disney World has a new animatron of Trump.
What?
Yeah.
The Disney animatronic Trump.
Yep.
That's my
right, yeah.
Animatronic Trump.
Yeah. They made an animatronic Trump. And it's on the if you want to just look I can.
Animatronic
I've seen it
Trump.
through Liberal Hive Mind. I should have posted it in the locals.
Yeah. Nobody posted anything on the locals
no,
except me this week.
I got them all in. I got a bunch in last week, and then I fell right off the face of the cliff this week.
And then if you're new here on the TikTok, if you're into this bullshit, you can follow me over at the locals.mastash.com. That's our little private locals group where we be posting this kind of stuff through the week. Can I just say robot at Disney? I want to see the Trump robot at Disney. That's not it.
Oh, that's a great Photoshop, though. Yep.
This is it?
Yeah.
Donald Trump won the presidential election. According to an internal source, Disney no longer wants to have such a divisive show inside their theme park. They mentioned that the re-election of Donald Trump would make the attraction too controversial and isn't in the spirit of Disney. After all, they already had plans to remove President Trump, which we reported on earlier. Our source also mentioned that Imagineers were already working on a Kamala Harris animatronic. However, the election results didn't follow their plan. In 2016, they made the same mistake with Hillary Clinton. Imagineers had already created the animatronic, but
those Imagineers aren't very good at imagining the future.
That just shows how long the left has been dug deep into Disney.
Yeah, bro, they're all just in an echo chamber smelling their own farts, bro. That's another one that they project on. They're always trying to say that our side's in like an echo chamber. It's like, bro, every single lefty person that just like spits headlines to me,
virtue signaling.
They are all in an echo chamber, bro, and they never have heard any of the shit that I tell them, bro.
It's just trendy, and all the people that are like, oh, I feel bad for the world, like I'm for the underdog. They end up getting siphoned and sold this false bag of goods that virtue signaling all these
it's leading with
these
your feelings,
problems. Right? It's because they don't understand how the world actually works, and so then they get told what to virtue signal because of this and that.
Well,
and they don't know the actual facts of how, if it was that way, well, then how does it look 20 years down the road? Oh, communism. Things are, the guy running for mayor, the Zorhan or whatever. Zoran.
It's like Zordon, but not from the Power Rangers.
Yeah. Or don't mess with the Zohan. slightly different.
but with an R in it.
Yeah.
Zoran.
But yeah, he openly states that he is not for capitalism.
Yes. They asked him what he thought about that one, and
Yeah,
he said
he's
he
not
does
a
not like
communist. He's not a communist, but he
says he's a
capitalism
Democrat
is not the way to go.
right, which is ignorant because
That's the only reason he's in the spot that he is.
capitalism has literally been the most successful system ever, and why we are now upset with capitalism, or some people like him, or the other like what Antifa peoples or anybody like that talking shit about capitalism.
Yeah.
What sucks is about late stage capitalism ends up getting corrupted by bad people, and so it's mostly just a bad people problem.
That sounds like a familiar state that we might be battling right now.
Which is like anything, right? Like most all good companies, bro. They get too big and bloated and they hire some people that are like, oh, I don't give a shit about the morals and values of the company. Just want to make more money. And then guess what? Corporation sucks.
Yep.
It's no good.
Corporations
So it's kinda just like,
end up, well, it's mostly when they get public. They go public, then they have an obligation to the profits through law. And so then they could totally find some loopholes to still make it better for the people. But a lot of the times they're lazy, so they don't want to try to, or they're just not ballsy enough to make those edgy moves. And they do things that just hurt people to make sure the profits are there because it's the legal thing they have to do. And it generally is bad for the small people in the business.
I think it's T-Rex Arms, the Pew Pew company. They do like accessories and everything for like Pew Pew stuff.
Yeah, accessories and like review videos. Luke.
So the guy just put out a Spill My Guts video of why he left the company, and it's absolutely tragic, bro. He started the whole thing.
Hopefully it's one of the lower guys and not the
main
guy.
dude who founded the company. So he built the whole company all by himself for like 2 years, broke his butt off, put all of his money in. Brother says, hey, I want to help out. Cool. Hey, I want equity. Yeah, sure. Cool. Hey, why don't we get the other brother in here too? Yeah, cool, man. Just figure it all out. Well, then he didn't realize that he just lost control of the company. So then blah, 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 years go by and everything's getting weird. And then all of a sudden it's not his vision no more and blah, 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 blah. Just like everything, dog. If you don't keep control of it and you just grow too big or you get a bad actor in there, all of a sudden, bro, the whole company's ruined.
I'll definitely have to watch it because now, like, I used to watch a lot of it.
Oh, no way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to watch it. It sucks.
Yeah. Well, now that you know a lot of the backstory, there's a lot of heat between him and all the other GunTuber channels.
Like that too, huh?
Yeah, because he took a lot of shticks at some other people that have a lot of gun YouTube based videos, and he was
kind of mouthy.
He was being a douche. Yeah,
Like he was being the jerk.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
damn.
So basically, all the
He got a
cool
little bit of
cool
karma.
gun tubers basically banned up, and they all agreed that he was like
The jerk.
being a jerk.
Oh, so he got a little bit of karma. That sucks.
Yeah, basically.
Damn. Yeah, he ain't in his company.
There's all sorts of rumors flying around and all sorts of shit.
Be a nice person, otherwise karma will bite you in the ass,
Yeah,
Crowley.
yeah. Because basically, there's this one guy that has a channel that it's very entertaining. Like because the dude, he got on this other guy's channel and was racking on it because it wasn't all super serious.
Yeah.
If it's about guns, we have to be totally, absolutely serious.
Oh, that's stupid.
Like, no, how about we have
Like,
some
not careless, but-
like, we still want, like, I want to be entertained.
I like that 1911.
I want to
That
laugh a
shit is
little bit. Oh, Hickok 45? The older guy?
Nah, it's like the channel's called 1911 something. I don't know, but that one's real good.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I'd probably know if I seen it.
That's pretty
But yeah, he
the whole channel's 1911.
he took some shticks at this guy's like, yeah, nobody should watch his like channels because basically it's all just a bunch of like silly nonsense.
Oh, dang.
Well,
So he was like for real coming at people. That's
yeah,
kinda nice.
yeah. It was like now people love his channel because he's being a goofball.
Yeah,
Like you need that goofball every once in a while. Like you're there for the really serious stuff.
If he was on YouTube, I'm sure he was minding his P's and Q's like doing things by the book.
Because he's gotten some strikes. This guy that's being a goofball.
Sure.
So yeah, he does try to like not get he. It's a good side income for him. So he wasn't trying to get demonetized or just banned off YouTube because you get 3 strikes, you're banned for life.
But the point of that one was just companies get big, bro, and then they get ruined, man. God dang.
Oh, if you
gotta keep shit small, decentralized, keep it run by people that actually understand the fundamental mission of the company.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff that's happened in the GunTube YouTube world over the last couple of years. Are you familiar with Grand Thumb?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it used to be him, Micah, and I forget the other guy's name. But now it's just Grand Thumb and this guy named John, I believe. That's an ex-Delta Forces guy, or Special Forces. I don't know if it's Delta specifically, but they used to be Grand Thumb used to have all of them together. They'd do some funny little stuff, like Grand Thumb serious himself. But then they'd have some Micah brought in the humor with the channel, so it was great. And then
what does this have to do with the topic? I think you're just gushing on a gun channel.
just spilling all the gun tubers controversies over the years.
Yeah, that's not the topic. The topic was big companies go big and then they fall apart.
He was no, it goes. It goes with it.
Here we go.
Because he had all these people together.
Okay, here we go.
And it was a very, very popular channel. It is still a pretty popular channel, but it had more views when they're all together.
Yeah.
But then Grand Thumb allegedly. He was married.
Where's the drama?
Went and slept with one of this gun tuber chick,
shady
hot chick, and
okay.
So the internet found out, and they were like, "That's not cool, dude. You got a wife." And so then his guys that did the channel with him, like Micah, they all went off and did their own channels now. So he still he still gets millions of views on his stuff, but not as much as when they were all together. Because they brought a different type of humor and everything.
Well, that's more original.
So
original
they ended up having a split.
Does well, then somebody gets big head and ruins it. Here's a good question for you though. What do you think about Elon Musk saying, "Wham, wham, wham"? The big bill is not good, and if this bill passes, there will immediately be a new party being founded called the American Party because we don't have 2 parties in America. It is a uniparty. And we need a new party, and that's what actually is going to fix something.
No, that's just more division, more figuring. Oh wait, which party am I actually like in? And included into?
I don't like the only 2-party system thing.
Yeah, right. That
so I'm a little torn on.
I feel like that was the I can't tell if that was the Brits infiltrating us from the beginning. That was their first infiltration, other than the banks. Let's have 2 parties.
That nobody decided that, bro. It's just controlled that way because we have independent, we have green, so there are more, but the funding and the controlling only allows the 2 to be like actually put on television.
Like when you were in school and you're learning about government, for me it was like you learned there was Republicans and Democrats. Like basically once we formed our government from the founding fathers and stuff, we had the two sides, so we could.
Well, there weren't Republicans.
So we could basically
they didn't get founded until Lincoln.
A dictatorship,
but that wasn't at the founding.
So not one person's view would get it. Like we'd have the other side to debate the other side, and so we'd have a balance because we have 2 sides.
It was like there could just be parties.
Well, those were the only 2 they mainly talk about.
No, there wasn't Republicans until Lincoln days, bro. And the Democrat Party right now is the longest lasting political party in United States history.
Well, so either way, there was different parties.
Right.
No. Cut it out. That's the first form, I think. I understand that was kind of a good idea on how to make sure we don't have any authoritarian stuff. Like we're not going to all jump on a bandwagon because before it was you're either with the king or not.
Yeah, sure.
If you're not with the king, you're against the king, and then you're banished. Yeah.
Or banished if I like.
So they basically wanted their idea was if we are getting too crazy, we want the other side to go, hey, we're on the other side of the fence. You're getting too crazy. Right. Try like, hey, hey, people, come on our side and vote against that.
Civil debate.
But really how you win against that is you just be an educated person, have some integrity, and you just, like America, or like Trump saying, what's best for America and all of us individually. So that there shouldn't even be parties. It's just vote for the person that's talking about doing things that's going to benefit everybody equally or as equal as possible.
Yeah,
make sure nobody's left too far behind. Make sure we're trying to look out for everybody. I feel like that was the first thing in division, just like the whole race division thing they've been trying to play for years. This is just another thing to it.
Not a race war, it's a class war, folks. So my easiest rebuttal to Elon saying we should start a new party called the American Party. This is like a waste of, like, is he just trying to ruffle people's feathers or like shit post on the internet again like he always does? This is silly. I don't even take this serious. So if this was the right idea to make a whole new political party to fight the other two existing ones, why didn't he just make his own brand new fresh social media company?
Or why don't you claim...
No, wait, pay attention to what I said. Why didn't he just make a whole brand new social media company? No, he bought the giant big one and fixed it. So why would you create a whole new different political party than fix one of them or effing both of them, like we would hope?
Yeah, or if he's saying he doesn't like either one of those parties, well, guess what? There are other parties that are a blend of the two, but a different party. You got the Libertarian Party. You have Independent.
Oh, Independent, but I mean, the concept was kind of trying to, why didn't you make a fresh social media company?
The independent thing's getting tricky because, and this is why, like, the only thing you can do is become aware and educate yourself. Like, yeah, it sucks, but like, this is why you tune into the Truther Cast, so we can like try to compile the information, give it to you in smaller consolidated bits, so you don't have to look over all the info like we have for years and years and years and gone crazy basically over it. It'll possibly make your little brain explode.
You don't have to make fun of them. They're watching. You don't look like there are fans. They don't have little brains.
I was going to say, not necessarily like you're not smart, just like little in the political atmosphere of things.
They're just the new information, the overwhelming of new information.
Your brain's going to feel little when you come upon all the different information that's out there, and it's going to overload it.
My brain feels little every day, man. I'm trying to find more info.
I'm not saying it like I'm saying that from experience. Because brain definitely has felt overwhelmed and all. It's like a muscle. I've just built it over time. Yeah. It used to be small, and now it has gained resilience to all the different crap that compiles out there, and you have to go through and sort through.
Nothing shocks me anymore.
But like, okay, what's everybody saying nowadays? Not everybody, but a lot of people. They are 2001 Democrat. Trump used to be a Democrat,
right? Which we call classical liberal now.
Things changed. Yeah, all these parties are just morphing and shit, just like Joe Biden changed the definition of recession.
Yeah,
like it's nothing has changed. Things are just morphing and changing names. So just like how Democrats now are saying they're independent, all of them. Have you noticed that? Yep. Everybody that used to be Democrat,
well, they're leaving the actual party. Yeah,
because it's got a bad taste in people's mouths.
Like bad rep. Yeah.
So now they're all going independent.
Yeah.
They're all running as independent now. If you see somebody running as independent, don't think, oh, they're not for this or that. No, they're you got to look into their past, because guarantee they're a Democrat until about a year or two ago.
Yeah, that is the new thing. Didn't you say the last time there was a in-town vote, it was just like everybody was independent all of a sudden?
Basically, the Libertarian Party is just people that were Republicans, and then they started seeing Republicans getting too far right, and they're like, well, I'm not that much on the boat. Like, I'm basically Republican, but like, they seem to be getting a little mean, and I side with the Democrats, being a little like heartfelt, but I'm not a Republican, so we got to come, Libertarian. I'm basically Republican, except I want a little less government, this and that. Like, can we just Screw all the names. Screw all the parties.
But you got to have teams, bro. That's how the world works, man. People like the tribalism, dog. So that's how you get get people to be behind things.
It's supposed to have been Team America. Yeah. Which is kind of why,
but there's going to be
maybe that's what Elon's trying to get at. Like, it's just Team America. Well, don't make another party. Just tell people we gotta be. Well, shit. See, it sucks because Trump's been saying it. Like, pro-America. I am pro-America. It's what's good for America.
Elon's talking crazy shit again. He says we should make an American party, folks. I don't understand it. I already put that in the slogan, make America great again, folks. There's one American party already, and it's my Republican Party right now.
Yeah, that's just basically...
and I can cry if I want to, but I don't want to because I'm winning. But you might want to because you've got liberal tears.
It's kind of like you're filling out a job application. Like, there's going to be male or female, your ethnicity, this and that. Okay, at the end of the day, what freaking matters for that job? If that person can do the job well or not. And the results are there. It doesn't matter what their color is. If they're a male or female, it's just if the job's getting done right. It shouldn't matter if you're Republican. These are just classifiers, just like people go, oh, you just had to point out I'm black. It's just a descriptive thing. Like eyes. If somebody had to find you in a crowd, it's just an easy descriptor that we can narrow things down.
The short and pudgy guy.
Yeah,
dude with that thing on his face.
Yeah, they're just descriptors. And then everybody started getting emotional at a point, maybe because we've been programmed by the evil elites
humans have been
to see it as a bad, like, oh wait, no, you're pointing out a thing with them. That's bad. That's just how the data.
Do you remember
it goes in that certain circumstance? In this other circumstance, it goes a totally other way. They're just descriptors. You should focus at the end of the day, the goal. The goal is the only thing that matters. And that is what's good for America and you as Americans. Not a black American, not an Indian American, not a Mexican American, not a white American, none of that. You're American. So it shouldn't be, because, dude,
I don't know, bro.
The only other thing I've seen is more division, other than they've been trying to do with the white and black thing, and now they're trying to do between whites and Mexicans. They've always been trying to do the race thing, but I feel like before that, before it didn't seem to be that big of a thing. Like if you look into the stats, at least 50%, at least high 40% of all marriages, they're all separate. Or they're both different. It's a Democrat with a Republican. There are actually our stats on this. A lot of marriages are they're total opposites. So the thing, it shouldn't matter Republican or Democrat. That's just a descriptor on, oh, you're for this and for this and for this and for this. You're in agreement, but you have a different view or thought on how the banks should be run. All of a sudden, okay, so because as humans, what have we always like to try to compartmentalize.
Well, so that's why people say that, hey, I am socially liberal but fiscally conservative. Yeah. That's what that phrase is for.
Yeah. Oh, we've just
I think we should have democratic social thingies to help people out that are in a tough time, but financially we need to be very conservative.
Which is why the hippies have got a thing going for them, because it's they take out all the descriptors, because that's just like our physical qualities that we're seeing in the 3D realm.
Like name calling.
At the end of the day, basically one's a certain vibration and another one's a different vibe.
Right.
And so you're just trying to find that vibe. If you then started zooming out, all of a sudden, oh, this vibe has this color skin and this type of hair pattern, and they have this belief, blah, blah. But if you zoom in, they're either going to have one or two vibes, and that's going to be good or evil.
Oh, yeah.
And that's really all we should be focused on. Is it for the good of America and Americans, or is it for the worsening of America and Americans.
Right.
And that, but I don't think people realize, like, it's an obsession of everybody.
Yeah.
Like, we won't even realize it's like a subconscious thing. We just further got to sort down differences.
So this is
like, how about if you pull off all those differences per se, you zoom in, because if you zoom out, you're seeing like everything. But if you zoom into the core of it, it's just either the one or the other, good or evil.
So this is the tricky part, and then this is what I wanted to try and add on here is, do you remember my tinfoil answer of why they're trying to, like, the movement of being overly nice, of not, don't think that about them because of this or that. Do you remember that one? So my tinfoil theory, dog, is the over nicety of saying, oh, don't judge that person like this. Well, that's a good thing to be like. However, it's completely counterintuitive to how we've been for millennia. And it's removing judgments on things or people or positions so that you could make a reaction quickly that would, in the super old days, save your life. Like, oh, that thing over there looks kind of scary, like it might eat me. I'm going to bounce. It looks like a tiger.
It's making its survival instincts figuring with probability.
Correct. And then you go, oh, that thing looks friendly. I'm just going to stick around. You get eaten, right? So then, oh, Darwin or some shit, right? So I believe there's some sort, maybe a little bit, or maybe it was nudged to be more popular, because now I feel like people have like a decision paralysis with making judgments. So it's like, oh, I'm not going to judge this thing or that person. And then, sure, maybe that's good for us to do about people, or obviously don't judge them and then be mean to them because of some ignorant assumption, right? But what we should do then is still be like that with the rest of our life. I feel like when people stop doing that, bro, it kind of like atrophied their judgment making tool. And then that bled into their life and they couldn't make decisions and do judgments.
Or maybe, let's get into the conspiracy world of things, the pineal gland started getting calcified and we lost our third eye. So we had to get into those physical descriptors instead of feeling and seeing the energy and vibe.
And we get pushed away from religion societally in modern, civilization.
Because like with what I was saying before, okay, we have all these outside attributes to us.
Right.
Guess what we are at the core? Atoms,
vibrations,
cells, particles.
Allegedly from a star.
Guess what? Are those particles, are they different from a black to white person? They're,
different put together somewhere, some thingies, but not really.
But not at the core of the atoms. It's the very core quarks. The quarks that make up the atoms.
All of our
Those
DNA
do not have a different descriptor to them other than they are quarks.
All of our DNA is like, it's like 97 or 98% all the same.
Yeah.
Like between all the races.
Yeah. So
it's like the whole melanin race thingy, bro, is like a small, infinitesimally insignificant part of our human DNA.
Well, like, and
then we
those,
make the biggest deal.
And those are very, very further down the line, quirks built up to then have modifiers to them, which is just kind of like how you could look at it. Okay, he's a person. Okay, is he male or female? Okay, is he black or white? Okay, is he Republican or Democrat? You take, you're just going further and further out. You're building, you're stacking the Legos on all the building blocks.
Which is more civilization.
If you go back to it, it is a building block. There's no descriptor. It's just a building block.
But in the old days, bro, it was way more simple. Where it was, he don't look like me. I fight him. He may be come try to steal my shit because he don't look familiar.
Which is probably the very
self-preservation.
The very first things of
he don't look like me.
Well, see, if you want to get biblical on things, that's probably when the big changes in the world happen. God put judgment and sin in the world when there wasn't.
That's from the OG days.
Yeah, you might have to go that far back before there was sin. What if sin is basically all these extras?
I believe they say that's what it is.
Yeah, when there wasn't sin, it was just the vibe.
And then if you go tinfoil hat version of that explanation, the Anunnaki actually had Adam and Eve and the rest of the humans that they created from manipulating DNAs, but with no reprocreating genitalias, in a magical garden where we were farming to feed them and ourselves. And then they released us and gave us genitalias, but then we had to worry about the rest of the world, and it wasn't like a magically safe garden that we were just trying to feed the Anunnaki gods or something.
Yeah.
So either way, it goes from safe to not safe.
Yeah. What the cells got more complicated. At one point, cells were just cells.
So
atoms were just atoms.
I brought that one up with somebody the other day. I was like, so in the Bible, it doesn't say anything about them not having genitalia, but then the telephone game version of it was, and then all of a sudden they noticed they had a dinky and a hoo-ha. That always sounded so juvenile to me, bro, but I'm like, I don't know, man. I've always been a Bible questioner since like literally being a child in like Bible study school, and that one always weirds me out. So then I heard the Anunnaki story and I was biased because I was like, that sounds more legitimate. So they DNA modified these human thingies
a little more sense.
and had no genitalia so they could control the population. And then Enki was like, hey, man, Enlil's kind of got y'all a raw deal here, man. You're all enslaved. So what if I give you guys dinkies and hoo-has and, then you can be like, regular animals like how God intended. And then all of a sudden, like, that happened and then the human race just got out. I don't know. That sounds more freaking... more literal, but we all have struggle with
kind of
imagining spiritual things.
Yeah, well, it's more like not just necessarily spiritual, but just like a core of how what have we all done our whole lives? Like, what is this and what am I doing here? For what reason? Like, why does this go on? Why does it happen this way?
Well, how long would little kids run around with their dinkies or hoo-has flapping out before somebody felt like it was naughty and needed to cover it up? So the other story of the story of the Bible is also like another symbology or analogy, or what do you call it? Or just like civilization.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, run around naked, no big deal. Oh, now you gotta cover up. It's wrong.
Which is just
like, I don't understand why
another descriptor in like a figuring things have to be this way.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I don't get it, bro. The Bible story. Like, Adam ate this apple, got knowledge, she got a period, and all of a sudden everybody was like, my dinky's hanging out. Oh, no. Like, what? That just don't make sense to me.
Yeah.
I like the story. Its core values are good to be taught, but it's always weird to me out.
Right,
What?
yeah.
So she ate the apple, knew all this shit, and all of a sudden they were embarrassed about their dinky and their... Come on. That sounds so juvenile.
Yeah. It's like there's something missing.
Yeah, call me
There's
crazy, bro.
definitely a piece left out or something not described in a way of where you can fully understand what was meant by it.
Call me crazy, bro. I think like clothing is as simple as, Oog and Lala were out and about and then they sat on a thorn and was like, that sucks.
Hey, yeah.
I'm going to put some stuff around my
I
private
was
part.
running through this bush and all of a sudden my dinky hurt real bad. Them thorns hurt on my arms, but there's a certain somewhere else that it really hurts.
Call me crazy, bro. Like, that's why I think, what happened, bro? There's no reason to cover up, bro. But like, they sit on some funny business. And,
I mean, because if you think about it, all them tribes that basically do a bunch of hallucinogenic drugs, well, can't say drugs, plants, substances in the forest, yeah, all their dinkies are still, out and about.
Right. So like, it's just civilization. So it's interesting that the Adam Eve story is like, you got the knowledge and now you just are like a civilization.
Yeah, man. I wonder if they've done studies to like try to see if the pineal is a certain way with those tribes.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see what that one's like or something. Yeah. I think it's also interesting that last week or two ago, we were talking about studies that were claiming that the COVID vaccine was actually damaging the pineal gland as well. Go figure. What do you know?
Yeah.
And then I saw today, man, RFK said that if we got rid of fluoride in the water, we might all have more cavities. I was like, I thought he was intelligent.
I mean, no, that
it's not true. Fluoride causes cavities.
Well,
Like that's all been a lie. It does not help with cavities.
It can
in water.
It can
not in swallowing water. It's in swishing.
Yeah.
And then just like rinsing.
Yeah.
It's just like a rinse and spit it out.
It does help get rid of the bacteria that make cavities. Because cavities become there.
It's not from swallowing it. It's my effing point, dog.
Yeah.
That ain't helping no cavity.
No, it's basically like supposed to be like a topical treatment, like you would put Neosporin on a scratch. You use it in your mouth to swish around to kill the bad bacteria in your mouth, and you get rid of it.
And then also, dude, who do you know that's drinking tap water anyway, dog? So like, what do you mean getting rid of fluoride is gonna? Oh, everyone's going to have cavities, bro. A large majority of people are drinking sugared something 24/7 and maybe having bottled water.
Well, I mean, I think there is fluoride in some bottled water still because
that
because that's why we're water aficionados, because
Osmosis
not all water is created the same. I'm pretty sure a lot of that purified water, well, fluoride is still smaller. The bits of fluoride is still smaller than a lot of the filters that they run the purified water through.
Not my triple filtered reverse osmosis, bruh.
Well, you see, that's different. That's not purified. That's that's osmosis.
When the man
water.
changes the filter, it goes from like 500, 600 particles down to 25.
Yeah, because
25.
Because think about it. So a lot of these plants, do you understand where purified water comes from?
What do you mean?
Because
like glacially purified or something?
Well, because
you mean fake purified water?
You have to
that came out the faucet.
Well, it's
in the
all
first
where
place?
the source is from. That's why Evian is from the French Alps,
allegedly,
and Fiji is from the Fiji mountains. Yeah, and all these.
Pretty sure that's not true.
That's the big main thing with these different waters is where it's sourced.
Yeah.
So where is purified water sourced from?
Like the natural spring.
The tap from the city. It's city water that they then purify and put in bottles.
Yeah, that's garbage.
So, so if fluoride is in city tap
it's not
water,
really Fiji.
So if fluoride is in city tap water,
you don't think the
and
reverse
you're drinking
osmosis
purified water that comes from the city tap?
You don't think the reverse osmosis is in it?
Not all of it. No.
Yeah, I'm sure. Right?
No.
Not all.
Yeah. No.
And then the ones that are
Definitely
cheap,
not.
there's no way they're paying for all that.
Well, the thing with the really cheap, the other thing with that certain purified waters is it tastes like crap because it is literally, there's nothing but the water itself.
Some of them have just been tap water.
Yeah.
I think they've proven that.
Some of it, there are tests to show that.
I think
yes.
they've done that.
But a lot of them, either the pH is wrong because of all the processes they do to purify it, wrecks the pH where it's not good for you. It's either acidic or too basic.
Alkaline.
The other thing is there's 0 minerals in it. If you get good water, it shows the mineral content in the water. Because, guess what? Yeah. Water needs other things to absorb correctly into the body. And that's a lot of that cheap bottled water. I don't know if you ever remember if you ever had it when you were younger, back before the reverse osmosis days. You can drink that water and then all of a sudden you're peeing like really soon after. It's because you almost can, when you start looking into how water affects you, do the Obama there. The fluoride went straight to my brain. It won't get absorbed. You actually your body gets not always you personally, like your body itself, your cells are actually dehydrating drinking that water unless you got good water, because it's just pulling the other water since it doesn't have the minerals to actually let it adhere and opens the cells have gates that open and close depending on if they have that certain mineral to let the water in. And so half the time you drink the water and you're just as thirsty because you've drank water. It doesn't get absorbed. So more time has passed. You've used more of your water inside because that water isn't getting absorbed.
I just don't know.
It's literally a waste.
I don't know how many
waste of energy and H2O.
I don't know how many people I've told the
that could
story.
have been made good, but it was purified, made shitty.
But I'll never forget the Miyamoto story about water, and that changed my whole perspective on water for a very long time.
The one with the snowflake experiment or the rice experiment.
The snowflake or the putting water in a closet.
Yeah.
He did a few different ones.
Yeah.
But the snowflake one was my favorite because you flash freeze water after having a bunch of people sit in a room and think not out loud, think in their head, angry thoughts, bad water, you smell, you're ugly, flash freeze it, and the crystals are all jacked and garbage and cracked.
It doesn't look like the snowflakes from Charlie Brown.
And then bring it back, man. You do the same experiment. You have all the people don't say a word out loud. They just think nice thoughts. I love you, water. You smell good. You're pretty. Flash freeze it, and it's the most perfect geometric shapes. Like, that blows my mind. They've now proven that there's memory cell in water too.
Yeah, it will retain the last vibration that it picked up on, pretty much the last frequency, which is very interesting. Trolling in the chat, Bernie, yeah, Bernie's doing his usual thing.
They didn't F Bernie. Bernie stepped down to keep his money. But it looks like, they screwed Bernie Sanders.
Well, did you see Bernie talking crap about all these people with like, they're screwing you, they're taking all your money, this and that.
The billionaires. The billionaires are the problem right now. It used to be the millionaires, but now I'm a millionaire, so it's the billionaires we gotta look out for.
Okay, Bernie, the one that says all that, taking all the millions from pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah,
hypocrite. You're just a shill.
Who's Jill Stein?
I think his mom.
She ran for office?
You can write somebody in.
Oh, okay. Maybe that was
You can always write someone in. I'd vote for your mom too, Trolley.
What is Notemir talking about? Who's on the beach? Did we show something on the beach?
I don't think so.
Notemir been saying some off the wall shit where I'm like, I have no idea how that has anything to do with what we're talking about. And then he'll explain himself, and I'll be like, "Oh, I didn't understand that he went from there." Okay, interesting. But that's all I got for you, folks. Thanks for tuning in. You can come on back next week. We will be here doing the same TrutherCast thing on the same TrutherCast channel. And if you're on the TikToks, join us in the Rumble next time. You can see what we're talking about. Switch the cameras around.
Yeah, maybe next week you'll get some like education on baboons and Amazon wildlife.
Only if we run out of news, though.
I mean, we weren't out of news yet, but we were already. But not when we were talking about venomous snakes and spiders.
Oh yeah, no, that one was just side quest. Yeah, no. Side quests are accepted, but keep them short. Keep them short. Let's not just be ridiculously.
You come for the nuggets or the side quests. We got it for you.
Hells yeah. And if you keep coming back and you believe in the movement, you like to help people find awareness, to bring the realization here, folks, because we are all part of the culture war, and we're not going to make anything better if we don't do our part. If you're looking to help out, hit us up, man. There's multiple ways to get a hold of me. Hit us up, dude. Definitely looking for new friends to help out with the show. Maybe posting and curating some news during the week. Maybe we can find somebody that knows or would like to learn how to do editing, because I ain't got time to clip this show up, folks. And we need some kind of an editor person to try and help, grow the following here, folks. So make sure to share the show out to at least one friend, one family, one faux person, but ideally somebody that you're trying to help build a better news feed, because, Dan loves making sure that that you're not a hoe if you share that show.
That's right. Reject the hoage by sharing the showage.
And that's the best way to do it, folks. If you got a computer, sign up.toleratech.com down below in the description box. I love to help you out, man, but that's all I got for now.
Yep, same here.
And should we play the traditional outro song because we're all like, keep it the same? Or should we just go back to Daddy Trump?
We'll do a little change up.
Just gonna play Daddy Trump Lo-Fi, bro.
Thanks for coming to the show. Here's our very chill outro.
we can read the accomplishments. Permanently secures our border. Delivers President Trump's law and order agenda, supporting illegal aliens, securing our border, and supporting law enforcement. Unleashes American energy dominance. Ends weaponization of permitting it. Unlocks domestic oil, gas, nuclear power.
I think I'm gonna have to put this on when we want to sleep.
I'm saying, bro.
This would make me feel nice and at ease to be able to go to sleep.
I want to find out if there's like subliminal, like in the background, you can't like knowingly hear it, but they're like reading the list of things. You wake up and you're just like, the one big beautiful bill delivers historic economic relief, delivers the largest tax cuts for middle and working class Americans in history. Here's bigger paychecks, boosting the take-home pay for hardworking typical families over $10,000 a year.
That would be interesting. It definitely could have some subliminal programming in it. Who knows?
All right, that's enough of that. I like the OG song better.
Not like
I'm
it
play
would be
out.
bad.
We got a 2.
No.
Not the 1.
Bye.
We got the all right.
Oh.